Well, well, well. Dear, oh dear. You couldn't believe that happened in Melbourne and then the next race in Sydney. Similar situation. By golly. Well, there's nothing much we can do now. Let's have a look at some divvies at Morfordville.
5 Sandown. Stand by for a start. And Mr. Imperious has gone through the gate. Goodness me, what's going on here? Mr. Imperious, now the others haven't gone, fortunately. Mr. Imperious quickly reined in. He's gone about 150 metres down the track. Coming back towards his position. Now, Mr. Imperious must be catching. We had a similar experience, of course, earlier today in Melbourne at Randwick. And now, not quite so bad in this, with only one going through the gate. Off they go. And the first about that is Benbara King, and missing the start stamp of approval, lost it by 2 lengths. Benbara King showing the way, is quickly headed by Printer's Choice, and Jetfighter began well with Napoleon. Grey Man is just in behind them. Premier Copper followed by Crush. Mr. Imperious highly geared and stamp of approval, and Temple Front is last of all. Down the side at the 900-metre mark, and Printer's Choice the leader. Printer's Choice in charge, led about 1.5 lengths. Benbara King is second, 1 length away is Napoleon, 2 lengths to Jetfighter, Grey Man. Then Premier Copper up on the outside, stamp of approval, followed by Crush, starting to gain ground. 1.5 lengths into Mr. Imperious, followed by Temple Front, and highly geared as last of all, rounding the turn. Printer's Choice by 1 length to Benbara King, 4 lengths away Napoleon. They're followed by Grey Man, and back behind them Premier Copper, Jetfighter, followed by Crush and stamp of approval as they straighten up. These 2 leaders are well clear. They've got right away coming down past the 400. Printer's Choice by 1.5 lengths to Benbara King. 3 lengths away running on now Napoleon. A good long gap to Grey Man, followed by Crush and Premier Copper. Printer's Choice is the leader coming down past the 200. Benbara King in hot pursuit, looking the main danger, and finishing on Napoleon. It's Benbara King moving alongside Printer's Choice to take the lead with 100 to go. Benbara King in front, getting close to home. Benbara King in front, and Benbara King will win it. Benbara King has won it. Close for second and third, either Napoleon or Printer's Choice, then Crash over on the fence. Premier Copper's in behind them, and they were followed by Stamp of Approval, highly geared, followed by Jetfighter, Grey Man, Temple Front second last, and Mr. Imperious is last of all. Number 5, Benbara King. Mark Flaherty wins the Kitten Car Care Handicap to pay about $6.10 and $1.90. Benbara King.
Road number 7 is out. Also out is number 8, Barali. And also scratched out is 19, Someone to Love. Randwick Race 5. 3 late scratchings. Let's hope they get the restart all right. Let's take it to John Tapp.
This race is brought to you by Fairstar the Fun Ships Melbourne Cup Cruise.
The starter's on his stand now. Oh, on Kylie's Run, starting to get very stirred up. Red, almost unseated young whore who's back on board again. On Kylie's Run, steadies down. A few of the riders calling to the starter, but they're away now. They're off and running. Secured seemed to jump all right, but he dipped when he hit the ground. Double Malt and No Quarter Given are both very slow to move, and Sarkron can't go in the early part. Elaine Shadow wide out began well. Our Caspero racing towards the lead, followed by Recite the Poem and On Kylie's Run, and then Royal Sanctuary, and right up there with them Brilliant View, followed by Better Change. Secured improving quickly along the fence, and behind those Roman Raider, followed by Our Best Prince. By the Light is in that bunch, and a gap then to Freedom Ride, Double Malt, followed by Sarkron, and last is No Quarter Given to the first turn, and Our Caspero went to the lead by 1 length to Elaine Shadow, whipping around them On Kylie's Run, who's pulling a bit at that stage, and then Recite the Poem. 1 length away, Royal Sanctuary being ridden along, followed by Better Change, Brilliant View, then Roman Raider secured on the fence. The field is packing up. Our Best Prince is next, followed by the Light, a gap to Sarkron on the outside of Double Malt, and well back No Quarter Given and Freedom Ride as they approach the turn. 600 metres out, Our Caspero the leader, Elaine Shadow second, On Kylie's Run third, 1 length to Recite the Poem, and then Better Change, Royal Sanctuary, Roman Raider. Behind those Secured flat to the boards, followed by Our Best Prince, and then Double Malt and By the Light. Heads a turn for home, Our Caspero the leader from Elaine Shadow on the outside. On Kylie's Run under the whip is running on fairly well. Secured is making ground behind those, and then Recite the Poem and Roman Raider. Elaine Shadow the leader at the 200 mark from Secured, and On Kylie's Run run. He's had to go for Elaine Shadow. Secured is coming at it strongly. Secured is charging at Elaine Shadow. Elaine Shadow, Secured. Secured did best and got up to win it ahead to Elaine Shadow. On Kylie's Run third, followed by Double Malt, a good run. Close handy Our Best Prince, followed by Roman Raider, Our Caspero. Out the head of the others, Recite the Poem, Better Change, Royal Sanctuary, Brilliant View, By the Light, and then Sarkron, No Quarter Given, and tailed right off was Freedom Ride. Secured didn't jump all that well and improved to be midfield on the turn and just wore down Elaine Shadow to win in the last stride. Secured.
One replay only. Stand by to throw back to Ken.
Ridden.
Melbourne.
Up well, racing. Stargazer hesitated just slightly. Bowrogue got the best of it and bounced in front. Just a Dancer dropping back shortly after the start. Now Stargazer picking up quickly. Bowrogue's the leader, a length in front. Stanmaric moving up to be second on the outside. Stargazer third, then Regent Diamond. Post Elector's running fifth on the inside of Raise Hope and Rough Habit. Trapped a little deep. Then High Bernard, and three off last is Just a Dancer. Bowrogue in front, 1,000 metres out. He's cruising along at the moment, a neck clear. Stanmaric is second. Driving through in the centre to be a handy third is Regent Diamond. Stargazer's getting a beautiful run, a length away fourth on the inside. Rough Habit still covering ground. Racing outside of Raise Hope. Post Elect next on the rails, and then High Bernard. And three off last, Just a Dancer. Up towards the 650 and Bowrogue and neck in front. Second, Stanmaric on the outside and Regent Diamond there with those leaders. Stargazer next on the inside and then Raise Hope. Rough Habit still a little wide. High Bernard going deep as they straighten up. They head for home now, 400 metres out. Bowrogue the leader. Regent Diamond having a crack at him on the outside. Stargazer just behind them and now Rough Habit. Rough Habit is starting to wind up on the extreme outside and boy, look at him go. He went past them in one stride, Rough Habit. And at the 200, Rough Habit shot away. This is going to be a big day for this young jockey. It's his first ride in Australia and he's going to win a group race and a weight for age race. Rough Habit in front. Post Elect charging home the last little bit, but Rough Habit just held on. Rough Habit beat Post Elect and Stargazer third, I think. Followed in by Raise Hope and Bowrogue. Then High Bernard, Just a Dancer, a great run. Then Regent Diamond and Stanmaric last of all. I was giving him a big rap. And all of a sudden he looked as though he might get beaten. Photo finish. Judge has gone for the photo. Photo finish, Rough Habit.
Airlines, South Australian Derby, and they're set. The starter looking across the line. We're about to see the light, and there it is. Oh, there's one reared and cast. It's straddled and in trouble here. Just trying to pick up the rider. He's out the back, Sir Vendor's rider. The horse is down and standing again. For one awful moment, I thought he was going to get his legs caught. But he appears to be okay. The others are getting unsettled. Bright Colours wants to dance. The attendant working with him. Now Sir Vendor's rider out the back. Greg Childs removes his cap and is about to replace same. In that last split moment, they were about to go. I think Greg Childs has indicated he's okay. Sir Vendor being backed out. Next to him, Cambridge Knight doesn't look too perturbed. Neither does the favourite on the outside of him, Shiva's Revenge. And Valdano leaning against the inside of his stall as they check out Sir Vendor. The others stand in.
Okay, well, whilst that's going on, let's have a look at the updated market at Belmont. Dr. Golly.
Jumped well, Cambridge Knight. Valdano a bit slow out, as was Nisku's Fury. The fillies jump best, all mine. She'll get down onto the rail, coming across his home show and also coming over London Bridge and wider out Bright Colours. The Western Australian youngster Higginsville caught deep. Shiva's Revenge 6 deep and Copter Pratt. Over on the inside of those now is Big Dermot, who's burrowed up onto the rail from King's Design, and in between horses Brave Expectation. Shorebreak checked back as the pace slackened. Shiva's Revenge is still very wide, and further back Nisku's Fury, then Sir Vendor from Bellman back third last. Second last over the 1800 metre crossing now is Cambridge Knight, and to half the outside Valdano. There's not much pace on, and the leaders now are the David Hayes pair. Bright Colours inside Dubai Desert. The filly All Mine is settling third, but she's inclined to get onto the bit. On the outside London Bridge, and then came Higginsville between them. Home show Shiva's Revenge has seen plenty of the middle of the track, still cannot get in. Over on the inside of those came Big Dermot, and they were followed by Home Show, then King's Design. Further back in the field, Sir Vendor, and then back in behind it came well back Brave Expectations, Shore Break, Bellman, Nisku's Fury, Valdano and Cambridge Knight is last of all. In the Malaysia Airlines South Australian Derby at the 1250 metre mark now, and bright colours the bolter. A length Dubai Desert the stablemate. One away behind them. Shiva's Revenge has got in a little closer now and camps outside of this lovely filly All Mine. 2 lengths away behind those Big Dermot, followed by London Bridge about to come into the race. 2 lengths away behind them then came Higginsville, and with those 2 Sir Vendors off around them. Deep Home Show in the middle got held up and down on the rail. King's Design as they speed up now. Then further back Brave Expectations, Cambridge Knight, Satellite around the field, and back there with those Valdano, then Shore Break, Nisku's Fury, Bellman. At the side they race 700 to go in the Malaysia Airlines South Australian Derby, Dubai Desert, Shiva's Revenge. They go to the leader, Bright Colours, followed back in behind by All Mine, who's about to shake off the rail. Over on the outside, Big Dermot, and then came Sir Vendor, Cambridge Knight and London Bridge are wide. Then Home Show, followed by King's Design, Shore Breaker, Higginsville in the straight. Shiva's Revenge has reached the lead. Got a half length, Dubai Desert. All Mine is coming after it now. They were followed by Big Dermot and Sir Vendor, but it's Shiva's Revenge in front. Here comes the filly All Mine. She's knuckling down. It's Shiva's Revenge from All Mine. All Mine comes at Shiva's Revenge. Shiva's Revenge drifting out under All Mine, but held her by a length and a quarter. Third placing went to Brave Expectations, the Hyperion horse. They were followed by London Bridge, and then came Sir Vendor. With him too was Big Dermot, followed back in behind them by the bolter Bellman, who ran a big race. Then Valdano. Then came the other half of the field. Higginsville, Shore Break, Home Show, King's Design, Nisku's Fury. Dubai didn't get the journey. Neither did Bright Colours.
Okay, well, there might be a protest there too. They've jumped at Belmont.
Mystery Boy a little bit slow also. June Time hit the ground in full flight and raced straight to the lead over Dr. Golly, who got going smartly. Heaven's Delight prominent, settling down with Payama. Ebony Jewel out wide. Sheer Grey now starting to pick up the bit and gain ground after a tardy start. And then Miss Chitara about 3 lengths further off to Silk Sherry, Sunday Prayer. Well back in the field to Opera Singer, the debutant, second from last, and the trailer is Mystery Boy. Galloping onto the home turn, 450 out, June Time led. A half length on the top weight, Dr. Golly, who cruised up to this leader. A couple of lengths off then to Sheer Grey, followed by Ebony Jewel. Heaven's Delight struggling, and then Miss Chitara and Sunday Prayer. Dr. Golly under the whip at the 200, tackling June Time, who's starting to fight back. Sheer Grey's been some run. It's still coming at them. Dr. Golly and June Time are together. Dr. Golly's got its head in front, though, close to home, and the favourite's Too Good. Dr. Golly with the big weight and all. Went away to win on the line from June Time, and Sheer Grey out wide. Not much in it, second and third. Behind them, Miss Chitara and Mystery Boy, then Opera Singer. Further back, Sunday Prayer, Payama. Heaven's Delight never got near the lead and weakened right out of it, followed by Silk Sherry and Ebony Jewel pulling up quickly towards the rear.
Okay, 1 under photo, 6 possibly second, 2 third. We better just check those minor placements.
Away they go. And Pike was the first to begin with Rare Chance, Warngar, and showing plenty of toe early in the piece. Godimus to head them off. And Silver Craigie is up there prominent, being followed by Anne of Stratford, and a bit further back then, over on the outside was Above Deck, being trailed up by Prem, and further back in the field is Sungai Wong, who's second last, and Stirring has dropped out to last. A good tussle for the lead down the side. Monmouth goes to the front by a half length to Godimus. 2.5 lengths further back then is Anne of Stratford on the inside of Marabou's Phantom Court. Very deep, Silver Craigie and Warngar going forward. Pike is in behind them, followed by Rare Chance, and a bit further back then Ben's Imperial on the inside of Above Deck, followed by Prem and Sungai Wonga, and Stirring last of all. Approaching the 700 metre point, and Monmouth the leader, out by a length and a half. Godimus second, a half length away then Warngar. Silver Craigie never on the track, but going around them. Marabou's Phantom up there in that leading group, followed by Anne of Stratford from Prem and Rare Chance, the outsider. Above Deck is starting to gain some ground, being followed by Prem, and further back is Sungai Wong, followed by Stirring. Round the turn, they're all over the track now as they straighten up, and Warngar, or rather on the inside, Monmouth is the leader here from down the outside. Marabou's Phantom, Silver Craigie, and Pike is getting a run on the inside, and Rare Chance is coming home well. Anne of Stratford behind them as they run to the 200. Right over on the outside now, it's Rare Chance moving up to tackle Pike, and Silver Craigie just in behind them, and Prem is finishing on very well. Rare Chance has taken the lead. Silver Craigie is coming after Rare Chance, but Rare Chance in front close to home, and Rare Chance will go on and score. Rare Chance has won from Silver Craigie. Sungai Wong came home well for third, followed by Pike. Ben's Imperial, then Prem, followed by Marabou's Phantom, and further away Above Deck, followed by Warngar, then Anne of Stratford, followed by Godimus, Stirring, and last of all is Monmouth.
Thanks, John. Back with you shortly to check those. Now, here's the latest.
Samaria, the gates fly. They're off, and Real Jade hesitated, came out a clear last. Golden Step bobbed in front of Serves the Purpose, and Commercial Empire quickly whipping through to go to the lead. Princely Patch is handy, so is Pleasing, followed by Samaria, Spectacular Ruler, and then Sandhills and Flow Along Star, and Real Jade after that slow start is back last. At the end of 300, Commercial Empire wants to bolt in front, led by about 3/4 to Pleasing. A length and a half Serves the Purpose, dropping into the box seat on the outside of Samaria, followed by Golden Step. Then Flow Along Star. Princely Patch racing erratically. He wants to go faster. Real Jade is next, followed by Spectacular Ruler, and Sandhills is last in the run to the first corner. Commercial Empire pulling a bit as the leader, a half length to Pleasing. 2 1/4 to Samaria, ahead to Serves the Purpose. Princely Patch is pulling pretty hard at the 800 mark. Further back then is Flow Along Star, cluttered up on the fence, and Golden Step between horses. Further back Sandhills, followed by Real Jade and Spectacular Ruler. They're bunched up tightly as they near the turn, and it's Commercial Empire about a neck on Pleasing. Serves the Purpose going up 3 deep. On the fence then Samaria, followed by Golden Step. Princely Patch. Flow Along Star is cluttered up and very awkwardly placed on the fence, followed by Sandhills, Real Jade, and Spectacular Ruler last as they turn the corner. Coming over the rise now, Pleasing headed Commercial Empire. On the outside, Serves the Purpose coming at it, and then Princely Patch and Sandhills, and Flow Along Star hasn't got a crack at them yet. At the 200 mark, Pleasing is the leader. Got clear of Serves the Purpose, followed by Sandhills, and Golden Step is late on the scene, but they won't get this little mare, Pleasing. Pleasing is too good, and she drew away in the last bit to beat Golden Step. Third, Serves the Purpose. Fourth, Sandhills, and fifth is Flow Along Star, which ran into plenty of dead ends in the straight. And then Samaria, Princely Patch, Spectacular Ruler, followed by Real Jade, and tailed off the early leader, Commercial Empire.
5, 4 and 6, Randwick Race 6. FAI update time for the next event at...
All set, racing. Now the inside Faustiesta missed it a half length or so. Chortle, Prince of Masqué, Baron Ruble all began quickly. Why Worry Peter and Duff's Remorse handy was Zavada in the early part. God's Memory going up but deep. Yodel's drifting back very quickly shortly after the jump. She's getting back last with Rock and Rage and Lock Vein. Chortle's in front. They've got 1,000 metres to go. Chortle joined by Zavada on the outside. Why Worry Peter up into third place. Then Faustiesta, God's Memory, Baron Ruble, Prince of Masqué. Sender Signals deep. Our Symphony midfield with Duff's Remorse, and then Soul Redeemer. Then Swift Galaxy, who's drifting back. Swiftly Hour next on the inside. Yodel's going forward. Then Hello Mr. Wellback, Lock Vein, Public Holiday, and Rock and Rage. They come down the side 650 metres out. Zavada's the leader, a half in front of Chortle. God's Memory going up to make a line of 3. Why Worry Peter under pressure just behind them. Then Faustiesta, Prince of Masqué, followed by Sender Signal on the outside. Then Duff's Remorse. Swift Galaxy, Hello Mr. Speared wide on the turn into the straight. Yodel's threading away through the field. She's coming through, followed by Lock Vein, and further back Soul Redeemer. Well in the straight, Chortle is still the leader. Prince of Masqué is a danger. Our Symphony now getting into the clear, and here she comes, the favourite. Yodel's is going with her. Our Symphony went to Chortle. Yodel's through in the middle. Yodel's coming at Our Symphony. Yodel's and Our Symphony. Yodel's is going better, and Yodel's is coming away from Our Symphony at the end. Yodel's first, Our Symphony second, Chortle third, then Lock Vein, Prince of Masqué, Rock and Rage. Faustiesta next home, followed in by Swift Galaxy. Then Duff's Remorse, God's Century, Swiftly Hour, Zavada, Why Worry Peter. Then Public Holiday, Wellback, Hello Mister. And the last 3 were Baron Ruble, Sender Signal, and Soul Redeemer. Yodel's first. When you're on fire, you're on fire.
Side here, they're off. He's jumped only fairly Welcome Night, and Best Away, Sender Sign, Ideal Score, Jump Quickly, Sweet Chariot, and there's Euclase. Rubiton's brother going up to mix it with them early from So Gay Paris, and then came on the outside of horses Fine Regent, Sweet Chariot, Rechabite. They were followed by Beau George. Now, they were followed in that division. Welcome Night getting right up along the rail, saving some ground from a tardy start. One of the last, Portrait and Word Game. They've gone hard, as you'd imagine, at the 650, and it's Ideal Score, 1 length to Euclase. So Gay Paris in the centre, Fine Regent a lot closer today. On the rail, Sender Sign, and then Welcome Night on the inside, looking for room. Over on the outside, Rechabite and Portrait, Sweet Chariot, Word Game. Welcome Night can't get a crack at them, and out wider on the track, Sweet Chariot as they fan. And out there too, Beau George, but Euclase. And he's dashed to the lead at the 200. Jeff and Beryl White, Australia's most popular owners. They're going to have winners in 3 states, folks. We are seeing racing history here, and Rubiton's full brother is going to bolt in. He's won by 6 lengths. An amazing performance over 1100 in a quality race. Second, Beau George, the honest little Amon brother filly. Sweet Chariot got third. Send a Sign So, Gay Paris. Well back then to Welcome Night, and they were followed by Portrait. Then came further back Fine Regent, Rechabite, Word Game, and Ideal Score was last of all. Jeff and Beryl White, I dips me lid. Fantastic performance in Australian racing.
The next on the program, the St Ledger. Lord Jupiter looking to create history. Won it as a 3-year-old last year, going for the double this year as a 4-year-old. The gates open. Sir Shotgun got away okay this time. Flashing Grey's got speed. So is Monmouth Park from the inside, but Taylor won't want the front. Crystallise is getting across into a prominent berth. So is Lycanari and Dual Talent at the end of a couple of 100 metres, and it's Lycanari worrying Sir Shotgun from the early lead, with Dual Talent 3 deep around Crystallise, and Monmouth Park taking up a handy spot on the fence in advance of Amber Wave. A length to Flashing Grey. Royal Decanter sitting wide around Steel Don, and in on the fence is Reef Blaster. After a length and a half, Royal Warning, that 9-year-old out 3 and 4 deep out of the straight from Akarana Prince on the inside of Colray Lad, and then Rabeau's Luck, and Lord Nucleus is at the rear of the field. 1500 from home between the 2 turns, the 2 straights, and Sir Shotgun leads 2.5 lengths. Lycanari getting away now. Crystallise up on the outside, followed after a length and a half by Monmouth Park, who's travelling particularly well against Taylor. A length to Dual Talent, sitting a little bit deep in the field. Now getting one off the rails from Reef Blaster. Royal Warning going forward from Flashing Greys, being niggled this far out. Then Amber Wave on the fence. Akarana Prince, who's well on the bit in advance of Still Don. Further back in the field then to Colray Lad, Royal Decanter, Rabeau's Luck, and Lord Nucleus. By the 1,000, Sir Shotgun bowling along clear. 2.5 on Crystallise. Lycanari. Royal Warning continuing that searching run out wide. A couple of lengths to Monmouth Park, who's had a nice charmed run just off the speed. A length and a half to Reef Blaster, and then Amber Wave starting to improve from Dual Talent. Akarana Prince around the outside now, starting to gain ground, was Still Don. Further back in the field then was out wide on the track Flashing Grey, followed then by Colray Lad, Lord Nucleus, Rabeau's Luck, and relegated to the rear is Royal Decanter as they approach the corner now. 450 out. Sir Shotgun going nicely for Caterino. He's had a trouble-free run in the lead. A couple of lengths on Lycanari. Crystallise the fence. Reef Blaster. Monmouth Park held up for a run. He's switching to the inside now. Then Colray Lad, and down the outside is Akarana Prince with Still Don. Sir Shotgun getting tired at the 150. Monmouth Park got the inside run. Here's Akarana Prince grabbing the lot of them. Monmouth Park hit the lead, but Akarana Prince is closing quickly. Akarana Prince grabbed them in the shadows of the post and got up to win. Akarana Prince beats, I think, Sir Shotgun, kicked again to get second. A nostril away Monmouth Park. Close up was Colray Lad, and then Lycanari, followed home by Still Don, Amber Wave, Reef Blaster, Flashing Grey, Crystallise, Rabeau's Luck, Lord Nucleus, Royal Decanter, Royal Warning, and Dual Talent.
1,400 metres, starter to his stand, has the button. Light rain again falling. Whiskey George, the inside runner. A steady down, track cleared. Off. Good start, with the exception of Tiffany Blue, who was a clear last out of the gate, and Hello King didn't begin well either. Whiskey George has bounced out in front of Select Prince Eastwood, and look at Stain Cheval going very fast towards the lead. Stain Cheval is going to head him off and go to the lead from Whiskey George in the run to the first turn. Curso moving to third, showing a surprising turn of pace, followed by Eastwood. Deposition will settle about 6th on the inside, and then Select Prince and Hello King. Scissor Lap is a bit deep around that first turn, followed by Generous Prince and White Crest, and last is Tiffany Blue. Over the crossing at the 800 mark, Whiskey George just led. Stain Cheval in the centre, and Curso on the outside makes a line of 3. Deposition 4th, and then Select Prince, followed by Eastwood. A length away Generous Prince. At the head of the others, Hello King and Scissor Lap on the outside, and a gap to Tiffany Blue and White Crest. To the turn, 500 out, Whiskey George is forged clear of Curso. In third place, Stain Cheval. Deposition on the fence, being niggled a bit as they turn the corner. Out deep is Eastwood, and further back then is Generous Prince. Prince as they come over the rise. At the 300 mark, Whiskey George, the leader. Deposition is after him now. 2 lengths away, Generous Prince into the clear, followed by Eastward Curso and Hello King not doing enough. At the 200 mark, and Deposition shooting for 7 out of 8 as race clear. Generous Prince in second place, and down the outside now, late on the scene is Eastward, but close to home, Deposition in front, and he'll win another one. Deposition beat Generous Prince. Third, Whiskey George. Fourth, Hello King. At the head of the others, Eastward, followed by Curso, Stain, Cheval, and then Scissor Lap and White Crest from Tiffany Blue and Select Prince pulled up with the tail enders. He's made it 7 out of 8. He was being hard.
Starter says go, and Favoured Boys missed it by a couple of lengths. And over on the inside, the first to bounce out, Macquarie Prince with Care Bold and Unquenched. They race onto the course proper, and getting over on the fence just behind them after that slow beginning, Favoured Boy, and down the outside, No Bugles is going up quickly with Frontier Boy towards the leader, and trapped out very deep is Tremoria in the lime green colours as they run down the straight with just over a circuit left to go. Frontier Boy just in advance of No Bugles over on the inside, then pushing up behind them a Small Chance, and they were followed by Care Bold and a bit further back then to Tremoria. Unquestioned next, dropping back along the inside, Favoured Boy, followed by Macquarie Prince and Be Reasonable McMurphy. Rough Caesar second last, and Mrs. Joe Gargery is last of all, 1,800 metres out, and Small Chance goes to the front, led by a length in advance of Frontier Boy. 2 lengths away, racing a little off the fence, then is No Bugles, and they're followed closely by Care Bold on the inside of Tremoria, who's reefing for a head. A length to Favoured Boy, a length further back, Unquestioned, Be Reasonable on the outside of Macquarie Prince, then Mrs. Joe Gargery, and a bit further back, McMurphy is second last, and Rough Seas has dropped out to last. Into the back they race towards the 1450 metre point, and the leader Small Chance by a length to Frontier Boy. 2 lengths away, third, No Bugles. A length and a half then to Tremoria on the outside of Care Bold. They're followed by Unquestioned, sneaking up along the inside, Macquarie Prince from Favoured Boy. Be Reasonable next, followed by McMurphy. Second last, Mrs. Joe Gargery, and Rough Seas is last of all. 1,200 metres left to go, and Small Chance the leader. A length to Frontier Boy in the box seat, a length and a half, No Bugles. Close up along the inside is Care Bold, and they were followed next on the inside by Macquarie Prince going around them, and a bit further back as Favoured Boy as they run along down past the 1,000 metre mark, and Tremoria's gone very fast. She's moved up to be third as they race down the hill, where Small Chance led 3/4 of a length to Frontier Boy. Tremoria taking off around the outside, No Bugles back behind them. Over on the fence then is Care Bold, and Favoured Boy is making ground, and Rough Seas is coming from a long way back, and they're followed by McMurphy at the head of the others. Be Reasonable being scrubbed up, followed by Mrs. Joe Gargery. Second last was Unquestioned, and Macquarie Prince has dropped out to last, nearing the turner, and Tremoria had gone up quickly on the outside to tackle Frontier Boy and Small Chance, and the leader's heading towards the centre of the track, and just in behind them, No Bugles. They're followed by Favoured Boy as they straighten up, 450 to run. Tremoria on the outside has taken the lead now from Frontier Boy. No Bugles finishing on down the outside, Favoured Boy and Mrs. Joe Gargery coming home well from a long way back. It's now on the inside, getting up to hit the front, Frontier Boy, Tremoria, Mrs. Joe Gargery joining in. Frontier Boy takes the lead, Frontier Boy is clear with 100 metres left to go. Mrs. Joe Gargery on the outside, but it's Frontier Boy, and Frontier Boy's won the money. Frontier Boy's won it from Mrs. Joe Gargery. Tremoria may just get third from Care Bold and No Bugles, and back behind them Rough Seas, and they were followed home next by Small Chance and Favoured Boy, Be Reasonable, McMurphy, Unquestioned, and last home Macquarie Prince. Great finish in the second last of the day, and Frontier Boy, with his top weight of 57, has recorded what I thought would be a very good trial and a good pointer to the Adelaide Cup. Number 1.
Line's good. Racing. Civic Hope near the inside, and Jump for Joy got the best of it. Jump for Joy in front in the early part. Bell's Boy, Brogan's Choice showing plenty of speed. There goes Noble Yates. He's showing plenty of dash, going up on the outside into second berth as they run onto the first bend. Metro Carter's next, then Adoko Jet. Silver Lead is getting back. Bank Place midfield on the inside. King's Love has drifted back. Bronze Bunker, Always Dapper, Postcode, and Stonewash is last. Coming down the side, 750 metres to go. Metro Khan looming up on the outside of Brogan's Choice. Brogan's Choice about a neck in front of Metro Khan. Noble Yates is getting a beautiful run, a length and a half away third. Then Civic Hope, Adoko Jet, Jump for Joy, followed by Val's Boy on the outside, then Silver Lead, Bank Place over on the rails, then King's Love, Bronze Bunker, Always Dapper, Stonewash and Postcode in the home straight, short of 400 metres to go, and the boy said, let's go on Noble Yates, and he cruised past them on the outside. He exploded away. He's about 2 in front of Brogan's Choice, then Jump for Joy, Bank Place running on at the end. Noble Yates in front. He's forced to put a couple on him with the whip. Bank Place is looming as a danger. Bank Place went to Noble Yates. There's no fight there. Bank Bank Place has got him. Bank Place coming away at the end. Civic Duty into second place. Bronze Bunker the outside, but Bank Place too strong. Bank Place first. Civic Hope second. Third Bronze Bunker, then Silver Laird, Always Dapper. And Noble Yates walked the last 50 metres. Further back, Val's Boy, Jump for Joy, then Stonewash. Adoko Jet, Brogan's Choice. Then Postcode, King's Love and Metro Khan last of all.
Easing to 250. Racing now in the West End, and a good start by Double Gin saw him ping straight to the front at the post with one circuit to go. Out wide, Ideal Sentiment, Water Boatman between him and Pressman's Choice. Down the pitches wide, the New Zealand Tayakau Pearl getting a bit cramped there. Razlan and Springthor on the rail, they're bumping. And going around the outside of those was Gentle Ivor, then Minterby Lad and Far Removed is last. They've got 2,000 to go, and Double Gin on top, a couple, and doing it nicely. Second placing came Ideal Sentiment, and third 2 lengths away Water Boatman up on the outside of Pressman's Choice as they go to the 1800 crossing. Then Tayakau Pearl on the inside. Over on the outside of that, New Zealand Galloper was down the pitch. A couple away to Springthor on the inside of Gentle Ivor from Razlan. Another length and a quarter further back, then Far Removed and Minterby Lad.